Unintelligent design is going to create huge volumes of waste and sloppiness. There's going to be paint on the walls, food on the floor, however you want to metaphor it, but the retard ain't going to do it right. And there's going to be a mess made. And that's the dilemma of the true atheist, is accepting the fact that he's part of a big waste engine, an engine that has 99 times more friction than function.
I have a friend who's an artist, and has sometimes taken a view which I don't agree with very well. He'll hold up a flower and say, look how beautiful it is. And I'll agree, I think. And he says, you see, as I as an artist can see how beautiful this is. But you as a scientist, take this all apart and it becomes a dull thing. And I think that he's kind of nutty. First of all, the beauty that he sees is available to other people and to me too. I believe
Crude forces in control of precious commodities. That's the real game. So all these little happy-pappy, sing-songy, pink balloon chasing, life is fun, 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 atheists are basically not atheists. They obviously think they're accomplishing something as being part of something's finger painting.
I see much more about the flower than he sees. I could imagine the cells in there, the complicated actions inside, which also have a beauty. I mean, it's not just beauty at this dimension of 1 centimeter. There's also beauty at smaller dimensions. The inner structure, also the processes, the fact that the colors and the flower evolved in order to attract insects to pollinate it is interesting. It means that insects can see the color. It adds a question. Does this aesthetic sense also exist in the lower forms? Why is it aesthetic? All kinds of interesting questions.
We should be awestruck at 4 billion years. We should be contemplating the idea of these organisms eating each other. All the wrong ways things could have gone. I mean, the world still could be dominated by dinosaurs. If it wasn't for a stupid meteor impact, there'd be no grace or beauty or dignity or art. It'd be a crude, dirty, ugly, it'd be a bug planet. Okay, that's what it would be. Life isn't all anything. It's a whole pile of shit that happens over years. That's the way we live a life, over a period of years.
Which the science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower. It only adds. I don't understand how it subtracts.
We know where 99.999% of life has been for the whole history of life on Earth. It hasn't been contemplating the universe, hasn't been doing any of that crap. Tiny, tiny fraction, 1 grain of sand in a whole beach of time has been spent by human beings in the history of life, doing this high-minded conversation about how joyous and wonderful life is. Life is a reproducing, a replicating piece of DNA. A piece of DNA.
If you expected science to give all the answers to the wonderful questions about what we are, where we're going, what the meaning of the universe is, and so on, then I think you could easily become disillusioned and then look for some mystic answer to these problems. How a scientist can take a mystic answer, I don't know, because the Holy Spirit is still well, never mind that. I don't understand that. But anyhow, if you think of it, the way I think of what we're doing is we're exploring. We're trying to find out as much as we can about the world. People say to me, are you looking for the ultimate laws of physics? No, I'm not. I'm just looking to find out more about the world. And if it turns out there is a simple ultimate law that explains everything, so be it. That would be very nice to discover. If it turns out it's
4 billion years ago, through some mechanism, was rendered capable of reproducing itself. And that has just continued and continued and continued in all these manifestations for no rhyme or reason, to satisfy no purpose, to accomplish no destiny, to do none of that. It's just an accident of biology, of
like an onion with millions of layers and we're just sick and tired of looking at the layers, then that's the way it is. But whatever way it comes out, its nature is there and she's going to come out the way she is. And therefore, when we go to investigate it, we shouldn't pre-decide what it is we're trying to do except to find out more about it. You see, one thing is I can live with doubt and uncertainty and not knowing. I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong. I have approximate answers and possible beliefs and different degrees of certainty about different things, but I'm not absolutely sure of anything, and then many
chemistry to create what we call biology. If you take the broad picture of history, it's pretty dismal, okay, because we really haven't demonstrated much capacity to escape this idea that we're going to solve problems with violence. And that's going to be a real problem as this technology gets better and better. We have drones and we have robots and we have all this other crap. You know, war is going to get insidiously messy.
Things I don't know anything about. But I don't have to know an answer. I don't feel frightened by not knowing things. By being lost in a mysterious universe without having any purpose, which is the way it really is as far as I can tell possible. It doesn't frighten me. And so altogether, I can't believe the special stories that have been made up about our relationship to the universe at large, because they seem to be too simple, too connected, too local, too provincial. The earth, he came to the earth. One of the aspects of God came to the earth, mind you. And look at what's out there. How can it isn't in proportion.
It's going to get insidiously messy. Even these microbes and things can be incredibly destructive. You've got all kinds of weapons that are going to be out there in the hands of people full of hate. We haven't demonstrated any capacity to do anything to fix this hate problem. So, yeah, you should be a little pessimistic. I think pessimism is the rational perspective. It's all about these ideas anyway, about what you fill your brain with. Whether you're filling it with nonsense and rubbish and wishful thinking and daydreaming.
Anyway, it's no use arguing. I can't argue it. I'm just trying to tell you. With the scientific view, well, my father's view, that we should look to see what's true and what may not be true. Once you start doubting, which I think to me is a very fundamental part of my soul, is to doubt and to ask. When you doubt and ask, it gets a little harder to believe.
About a wonderful DNA ride, or a recognition that it's not a ride. It's a dumb molecule doing biological experiments